First question to you. The last match fans were able to see was that dramatic comeback against Peterhead FC. With that result coming 2 weeks ago now, are the boys still using it as a positive sign into this weekend?
Yeah, of course. I think, listen, it was a difficult day, but we got over the line in the end. But I think any victory gives you a little bit of confidence in the lads that you're only as good as your last game, and we won that game. We have to take that into. It was unfortunate that our Arbroath game was off. We were desperate to get that game on, trying to build a little bit of momentum. Wasn't to be, so we trained in the snow at Queen Margaret College, and now we head up to Tannadice on Saturday, which is, I think, to most people, would be your hardest or toughest away day fixture in the league. So we're looking forward to it.
Another question for you, Lee. With multiple matches being postponed last weekend in the Scottish football leagues due to bad weather, what can be done to ensure games go ahead in the future?
I think it's tough. I think it's all down to finance, and under soil heating was a big thing that had to be when I was playing, which was a long time ago now. A lot of clubs in the Premier League, they had to have under soil heating as part of the thing, but it's so expensive for a lot of clubs that they can't afford to keep it running, keep it on the go. So we understand at our level that there are going to be games that get postponed. There's some clubs that have got AstroTurf pitches, but even they were off. Livingston last week was an AstroTurf pitch. So unfortunately, that's the climate we've got. We're not all rolling in money as football clubs, so we just have to understand that on the odd occasion we're going to have to take one on the chin and miss a game due to the freezing weather.
And for you, Paddy, you started all championship games this season for Ayr. How does it feel to have a manager that trusts you so much, and how important is a player-manager relationship in the professional game?
Yeah, it's just about kind of keeping that standard, trying to keep working hard, trying to keep pay back the trust as well, But yeah, just focus on my game really. Just try and keep going.
Paddy, another question to you. Was the postponement of the game against Arbroath a disadvantage due to the game being at home as opposed to the Dundee United fixture this weekend, which is away?
I don't know if we've looked at it like that. As Gaffer said, we really wanted the game on because we thought it was going to be a good opportunity for us, but that's the way it goes, and now it's all focused on Dundee United. I don't see it as a disadvantage.
And to you, Lee, Dundee United have not lost a championship game this season, including a 3-0 victory over Ayr United at Somerset Park. With Dundee's form looking formidable, does your approach change going into matches like this?
No. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. They'll get the respect that they deserve. They're top of the league for a reason, because they deserve to be where they are. I think Jim Goodwin and his staff have done a really good job with their players. And for us, yeah, on paper, very difficult fixture. But it shouldn't change the attitude towards it. We maybe adapt a little bit more. Tactics will change from team to team as it is. Team selection will change from team to team as it is. So, no, we'll go up there on the understanding it's going to be a very tough game, but we're also going up there with the hope that we can be the first team that beat Dundee United in the league this season.
Dundee United defeated Ayr earlier this season. What are your takeaways from this game, and what are you looking to change going into the away fixture?
Well, it was a very different lineup for us at the start of the season. We had the early injuries to Andy Murdoch and Ben Dempsey, so we've got players back now, so it's going to be different for us. I thought it was more a case of we didn't perform that day rather than them being really good, so I think we need to take some confidence from that, knowing that we can be a lot better.
To you, Lee, Dundee United's last match was a loss to Queen of the South in the Scottish Cup. With Dundee United now solely concentrating on the league, does this fixture come as an advantage or disadvantage to your side?
I don't know if it's an advantage or disadvantage. Listen, the cup game is completely irrelevant to the league form. I think Dundee United, when you look at it statistically, they're unbeaten all season in the league. They've only lost 6 goals in the whole season in the league, but they've lost 6 goals in the last 2 games in the cup against lower league opposition. So that just shows you football's a strange game. As I've touched on earlier, they deserve to be top of the league because they've been getting the results. They beat us 3-0 earlier in the season. We had a lot of square pegs and round holes that day due to injuries. We've got a lot of boys back now. We're in a much stronger place, so we hope to put up a much stronger case this weekend, which is a great environment to play your game. It's a Premier League stadium against a very big and historical football club within Scottish football. So it's all the makings of a fantastic afternoon for the players, for me as a coach as well, and the coaching staff, to go up there and try and turn the tables, and as underdogs in the game, which we will be, try and get a little shock result.
Paddy, how does your experience of playing in over 100 games for Ayr United impact your personal connection to the club?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here a few years now, so I know the club very well. I know the people around the club and get on with everyone very well. So, yeah, it's nice to have been able to play this many games for this club. It's a good experience I can take into my games going forward too.
Lee, this week there is a pop-up store in town from Ayr United. What do you think about it, and is it an opportunity to get closer to the fans and maybe even win new fans?
No, 100%. We did it last year for the first time, and it was a big success. It was additional revenue which the club hadn't taken in years gone by. So the opportunity to bring in 3-4 figure sums between now and Christmas is great for the football club, because we touched on it earlier with the undersoil heating and the cold pitches and everything. We're not a football club who's rolling in tons of cash like some of the clubs down in England. So every opportunity we can get to bring an extra couple of pound into the club is great, but also the opportunity to meet maybe new fans. It's in Ayr Central there, so anybody that wants to go in and get a few Christmas presents, pop along. Gene will look after you. I've been in there a few times, and it seems to be quite popular actually, so fingers crossed can bring a few more pounds in the door.
And finally to you, Paddy, December's here and the Christmas season is soon upon us. As we all know, it's the busiest time for football. Do you still try to engage in festive activities despite so much going on in the footballing world?
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, obviously we're still working, so we've got to be switched on still, but there'll be maybe a day or two back with the family over Christmas, so that'll be nice.
I just jump in, I've probably missed a few of it today. But you mentioned there being the underdogs with Dundee United this weekend. Paddy, how do you feel with that status? Do you think that's an advantage?
I mean, sometimes people can look at it that way, but we're going with the same attitude that we're having in another game. You know, it's a game that we look to win. We'll have our setup ready, so we just need to perform on the day, really.
And how would you personally describe your season so far?
You know, try to stay consistent as possible. It's a different season to last season, different team, so just having to adapt to new players coming in. Obviously I love playing with the likes of Jamie Murphy as well, players who have got a lot more experience. It's good to kind of learn from them as well.
And Lee, how have you felt the players have dealt this season with the fact there's been more ups and downs compared to last, when everything seemed to be going right?
So there's more ups last year and more downs this season. That's correct. Listen, we've not had our problems to seek in relation to the injury side of things, but that's been a lot more positive over the last couple of weeks, and I feel we're in a much stronger position. To lose the three probably our most crucial players so early on in the season, in Jamie Murphy, Andy Murdoch and Ben Dempsey, was obviously a little kick in the teeth early on, and we had to adapt very, very quickly. So consistency levels have been up and down. We do get that, but the new lads that have come in adapted relatively quickly. We had a couple of really positive results, but again we've had a couple of disappointing results as well. Dundee United being one of them. But we are heading in the right direction, I feel. The group of players are a lot stronger, and we go up to Dundee United, as I say. Most people throughout Scotland will look at us as underdogs. We're not going up there feeling like we're underdogs. We're going up there feeling that we can get a result. We had a tough game against them earlier on in the season, but we had 4 or 5 players out injured. We had to put a lot of players in different positions. I think Frankie Masonda played in midfield on the day. Just various bits and pieces like that, which could have played a part in that performance and that result. But we also will respect Dundee United, and the reason they're top of the league is because they've had the results and they deserve to be where they are.
And how do you feel last week having a missed opportunity to play growth? Is that a setback, or do you feel maybe a bit more refreshed going into this?
No, we were disappointed the game was off. We had a hard-fought victory in the Cup the week before, so we wanted to try and create a little bit of momentum. We saw potentially Arbroath with the injury issues that they've had recently as an opportunity to do that at home. That went by, so we've had an extra week to work on things in relation to Dundee United, but they also had their game off against Morton. So both teams are heading into the game in a similar sort of situation, both looking to get ourselves back on track in relation to the league.
But 3 points would be a hell of a statement this time of year.
Of course it would, absolutely. Given their home form, given their form up this season, it would be a heck of a statement. But there's no reason we can't do it, because I feel we've got the ability, I feel we've got the players, and if they play to their standards, play to the energy levels that they've got, then we can certainly, at very minimum, give Dundee United a scare.
Same belief, Paddy?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think, as I said earlier, I think they've shown that they do have weaknesses, like in the cup as well. They're not impossible to beat, so we've got to go in that attitude, thinking that we can win this game.
Excellent, thank you very much.